Good morning or good afternoon, everyone. My name is Juan Garcia, and today I'm going to talk about nomophobia. But first, I'm going to explain what a phobia is in order to get more familiar with nomophobia. A phobia is a type of anxiety that is an irrational, unreasonable fear of an object or situation. It typically results in rapid onset of fear. For example, claustrophobia, which is fear of having no escape, or arachnophobia, which is the fear of spiders. There are phobias of all kinds, but maybe the most modern day phobia in today's society is nomophobia, or in other words, no mobile phone phobia. Nomophobia is a term that describes the increasing fear of going without a mobile device or cell phone communication in today's world, such as smartphones, computers, and any other electronic device that has become one of the most important things in people's life to the point that some people cannot live without it. Because of that, society has changed the way of how people handle things every day, such as relationship, work, and others. Cell phones has increased worldwide in the past few decades in children and adolescents. However, in Peru, the use of cell phones started early 2000s due to technology not being too advanced in third world countries like Ukraine, Peru, and others. Having a cell phone back in the day in Peru was a privilege because of the amount of money that it costed. Nomophobia was not a big problem because of 0.5% of the population had a cell phone. 99.5% did not have a cell phone at the time. However, nowadays, as technology increases worldwide, it also increases in other parts of the world. In Peru, there's a study determining factors of nomophobia in the National University of Engineering. According to the article, three factors of nomophobia were identified: feelings of anxiety, compulsive smartphone use, and feelings of panic. The study included a representative sample of 461 students of different years of study engineering. 21% were females, 79% were males over 17 years of age. On this study, they find out how Peruvians behave when they don't have their phone while they're in the university. The heavy use of technology nowadays has impacted negatively on some clinical practice as well because of the use of the smartphones during treatment. Clinics and hospitals have implemented policies in order to stop the use of cell phones and smartphones. The increasing concerns about the adverse effects of overuse of smartphones during clinical procedures implies the need of policies restricting smartphones and cell phone use. Attending patients is important to educate health personnel about the potential risks that can arise from the associated distractions. According to the study, nursing students who show high levels of nomophobia also regularly use their smartphones during treatment, although they also believe that the implementation of policies restricting smartphone use while working is necessary. Implementing this type of policy is necessary because of distractions that it provides during the treatment and also minimize the number of germs in other areas. An increase in smartphone use among healthcare personnel has also been observed for activities unrelated to the clinic environment. Studies show that 75% of nurses admit using smartphone for personal communication while they are treating a patient. Technology progressing as fast as it is nowadays, it has changed drastically the way people do and see things. Smartphones being as popular as it is creating a tendency where people must have their phone at all times, even when sleeping. According to a website study, the study revealed that most of the 70 that 73% of students keep their mobile phones 24/7, all day, every day. 20% of students responded that they became stressed when they do not have their phone. their mobile phones or its battery is low to the point like that they panic. 38.5% of students responded they keep on checking their mobile phones for messages and calls repeatedly. About 56% of the students reply they feel secure when their phone is kept within their pockets. This shows how important their mobile device is to people and also shows how attracted people are to their phones. If at some point they either ran out of battery or forget their phones at home, they would panic and stress themselves out because they will not have their phones or smartphones with them. Nomophobia has had the biggest impact on the young generations of today's day, where children over 7 years old already possess smartphones. As this continues, children get used to have their cell phones at all times to the point that they cannot live without it. High school students shows to have nomophobia as well as adolescents and teachers. However, high school students show it more often. Since this is the era of technology, everything that high school students may need would be found on the internet. For instance, internet, social media, videos, etc. According to Dennis, in this, 1963 high school students were randomly selected among 9th to 12th grade from high schools in different socioeconomic areas. 66% of smartphones and cell phone users stated that they feel anxious because of the idea of losing their phones and expressed their fear about it. High school students tend to be more adaptive to technology devices such as smartphones when compared to their elders. Teenagers have become dependent on their smartphones because of the factors such as social pressure, leisure, and the need for social relation that may incentive to have their phones at all times. Nomophobia has become one of the newest phobias in today's world. Majority of people depend on their phone for multiple reasons such as communications, information, etc. Business and corporations are requiring employees to leave their communication devices, especially smartphones, outside the meeting room due to the fact that it creates distraction. Not being able to use during phones during meetings may work in some corporations and businesses, however, it may not work outside of those areas. Being able to control a phobia is not an easy thing to do. People that have overcome their fears most of the time fail due to stress or anxiety. However, it is not impossible to do so. There is a model that helps control nomophobia, which is called the demand control person, which is a comprehensive theoretical framework for examining stress formations in individual. Therefore, the model can be applied to a very stressful environments and situations. You don't have to apply this only when you're having a phobia, but also when, let's say, you're going to give a presentation, or if you are if you're having other types of stress like family stress, relationship stress, any other stress. This model can help reduce stress by providing a reason to use a smartphone at some point and not just use it because of social media. Some people like to use it just to check social media, but that's not the main thing for a smartphone. The main thing is to communicate to other people, to talk to other people, to text other people, not only to check social media or Instagram or whatever social media there is out there. In conclusion, nomophobia is one of the phobias that is increasing as technology advances and new generations are being brought into this world of technology. People may be unaware of this phobia as it is now. However, it is becoming a stress and anxiety condition for many of the new generation. It is becoming a problem not only for their family but also for society. This could change as technology progresses. This will change. More people will have it at some point, more people will show nomophobia. This concludes my presentation. I'm going to leave the reference on the post if any of you want to review it later. Thank you for listening and have a great day. Bye.